brings the leaders with him, Vince.
Well, I'm not sure if Keselowski was coming or if he was going to wait and see what the 54 was doing, but there's no doubt about it. The 54 was coming. Sam Hornish Jr. is just too tight. He said, if I'm going to beat the 22, I've got to be freed up. They're going to make a chassis adjustment and putting a little fuel in it. 4-tire change for the 54, Sam Hornish. Rick?
Well, for Brad Keselowski, it's pretty simple. Nice, clean pit stop. They did that. They got the tear-off off. Got just a little bit of Sunoco fuel in there, sent him on its way. They know their job was just to make sure it was nice and clean. And now it's going to be a 4-lap sprint, 4 or 5-lap sprint on very fresh tires. This is going to be a blast.
This is going to be really interesting. Sam Hornish got 4 tires, and he left pit road 7th. And this is going to be so much fun if we can get back to green within the next couple of laps. Because 4 tires that's a tremendous advantage. They got 65 laps on their left side tires, the 22, the 20.
It'll be 5 to go next time by. We have confirmed the 22 definitely took just 2 tires. So let's take a look at, we talked about the fact that Vince mentioned Brad may have made a last-second decision, Ricky.
He did. He wasn't coming, and the 54 forced his hand. Now, you have to decide right there where the tape was. And I don't know if the left sides need to be under or the right side.
2 on or below the orange box. That is the rule by NASCAR. So really they're calling it good at this point for Keselowski.
Well, that was heads up because that was as close as it can get. He takes 2. 54 was pitting just behind. They stuck with their plan. Took 4. There's going to be some great racing. You're going to see some 3-wide racing here at the drop of the green on the restart.
But you had to believe that Bullen's move was keep the clean air we've had. And we know the best way to do that is to spend less time on pit road with just 2 tires.
Well, it's also the most compromising position to be in. You're the leader. I mean, in a lot of cases, the car that's been second best all night will do what you don't, or do the opposite. And straight up, it didn't appear as though the 54 could beat the 22. So can he beat him now with 4 new tires?
Well, and here's the biggest problem. So many cars pitted between the 2 of them that only took the 2 tires. So McDowell, Bain, Brian Scott, Regan Smith, Ty Dillon, they all played strategy. At least most of those cars played strategy and put the 4-tire stop of Sam Hornish Jr. in even further peril.
Yeah, the track's wide enough so that Sam Hornish can find a lane. But to your point, Dave, he's going to have some distance between himself and the leader. I think 4 new tires is worth 0.3 a lap over just 2.
Sam has the inside line. You can see him back in the 4th row there, inside of Landon Castle in that red 01. Lights are off on top of the pace car. Lap 247 will go this time by, so there'll be 3 to go. When the leaders get the green, Michael McDowell to the inside of Brad Keselowski, Trevor Bayne and Brian Scott in row 2 to decide it here at Iowa.
Green.
All right, here we go. 3 wide, Regan Smith looking under Trevor Bayne.
Michael McDowell to the lead off turn 2.
It's a great story.
McDowell holding the lead into 3. Here comes Keselowski back on the high side. Oh, McDowell bobbles. Keselowski's by.
Michael did a great job there. Lost the right rear of the car, drifted up. They didn't make contact. He's not going to surrender. Trevor Bayne making it interesting. And here comes Sam Hornish.
Sam Hornish on the 4 tires will be through to 4th. McDowell trying to hold off Trevor Bayne for 2nd. White flag this time by. 1 lap to go for Brad Keselowski. Can Trevor Bayne make it through? Hornish still stuck in 4th. Doesn't look like there's enough time, Ricky.
No, but Sam will get to the back of these cars going into 3.
Look at the guys in front of him. McDowell loose again underneath Trevor Bayne. He's going to make the pass, but here comes Hornish.
We're going to be 3 wide here.
So 3 wide to decide 2nd. Brad Keselowski is all alone in 1st. And from Pocono to Iowa, Brad Keselowski will win.
Mission accomplished here, guys. Nice job. Thank you, everybody. Superb what you got for this team. I mean that. Thank you.
What a great run to the finish for Keselowski. What a great battle for second between McDowell, Bain, and Hornish.
Driver with the fewest laps run in practice saved his best for last.
I think this guy's going to be good someday. Brad Keselowski to victory again at Iowa. Remember how happy he was to win the first race they had here in the Nationwide Series. He won this event last fall. He's got the American flag as usual for Brad to celebrate with these fans.
It's a great tradition. His way of celebrating a win, honoring the country.
He does so much through his foundation for veterans in this country, and so appreciative of the freedom that he has. This is the way that he tells them every time he goes to Victory Lane. So the late race restart could not spoil the party for Brad Keselowski. His team saw him take that two-tire stop, parlay it into victory again here in Iowa. Brad now doing the donuts. We'll talk to him in Victory Lane when we come back.
NASCAR Nationwide Series at Iowa is brought to you by Viagra.
Brad Keselowski celebrating again at the Iowa Speedway. His third win here after a bookending of sorts before we came into tonight's event. And he really put a stinging on him tonight here in the Nationwide Series. So Brad now parked in Victory Lane. You see the grandstand there to welcome him in, and always a fun time down there to unbuckle everything and get your thoughts together and realize what you've done here. Again, Brad making the trip from Pocono when he's running the Sprint Cup race to come all the way out here and win another one for the captain. Let's head down to Victory Lane.
Well, Brad Keselowski unbuckling everything very calmly, kind of the way he ran most of the race. Well, that is up until the last 3 laps. And they definitely didn't have to give this guy directions on how to get to Victory Lane. His third victory here at Iowa. Well, Brad Keselowski, let's talk about that win. It looked like it was going to be a long, boring run to the finish, and then suddenly, with just a few laps to go, you had a yellow flag. Talk about that battle with Michael McDowell at the very end.
Well, you can never take these races for granted, Rick. And, Sam and Mike McDowell, they just ran hard, and they ran a great race. And I kind of feel a little lucky to win it. I didn't get through turn 1 very well on the restart, and Michael had me cleared, and I just barely pulled a move around him in 3 and 4. But Discount Tire Ford Mustang, everybody at Team Penske on this team, they just do such a great job. And, we really want to win the Owners' Championship for Roger. And this is probably the last time I come to Iowa, and so it's good to leave here with a win. I really want to see Ryan Blaney and up-and-coming drivers drive this car. But I know there's a lot of people watching that want to see nationwide-only guys in this car. But circumstances didn't work out for that, and I'm glad to be here, glad to support this team, and glad to be in Victory Lane, Iowa.
What does Iowa mean to you? I mean, you won that first nationwide race here. You won one last year. You talk about the trophy, the original trophy, and how it sits in your house. What does Iowa mean to you?
Iowa is just a special place for me, winning the inaugural race here, like you said, and I really enjoy coming out here to Midwest. I'm from Michigan, which isn't very close to Iowa, but it's still the Midwest, and the fans here and the support here are just, they're really unrivaled for any other nationwide race, and it's a sight to see.
All right, Brad Keselowski, victory number 3. Congratulations to the guy who's come out here and definitely, he's equaled Ricky Stenhouse. Who knows? Maybe he will come back out to get that 4th victory. Vince?
Well, and Michael McDowell, who finished second, kind of shaking his head there as he watched that Victory Lane celebration for Brad Keselowski. You had him cleared, and Brad admitted that you did, but you just couldn't hold it. What happened there?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm very thankful to drive this Pizza Ranch Toyota. It's a great opportunity for me to drive for Joe Gibbs Racing, only a couple times a year, but it's a bit bittersweet. I had a shot at it there, and I just got a little loose in the 3, and Brad got a good run, and just couldn't hold it on the bottom there, and oh man, it's so close. It's like I said, I don't give many shots at it, but like I said, privileged, blessed to be in this this 20 car and nationwide insurance, and it's cool to run second, but it hurts too. It's so close.
You said earlier you were about a third-place car, you felt like, all day behind the 22 and the 54. At what point did you feel like, hey, I've got a shot at this, I'm going for it? Was it the restart? Did you get a good start on the restart?
Yeah, anytime you get a caution and get the cars bundled up, I know our car was close enough to contend. We were better on the long run, but those guys gave me a great stop, got me out second. Trevor gave me a good push there at the start-finish line and got me into the corner, and like I said, almost had him cleared. But hopefully I'll get another shot at it. But if you're going to lose one, I guess Brad's a good guy to lose it to.
Yeah, you did a great job tonight. Michael McDowell finishes second. Let's go to Jim.
Well, I'm down here on pit road. The nationwide Dash for Gas promotion ends with $100,000 going to Trevor Bain and his team. Here to talk about it, Jim McCoy, the Director of Sports Marketing for Nationwide. Jim?
On behalf of Nationwide Associates, we want to give this check for $100,000 to Trevor Bain. Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
So, that seemed easy. That was quite a battle at the end, and I know you picked up a lot of positions at the end. I saw you walk over to Michael McDowell and tell him something. What did you tell him?
Yeah, well, first of all, I didn't really want to see that caution. We weren't very good at the end. We were just too tight on the short run, and at the end I could kind of gain some track position. The 2 was battling me hard, and on that restart there were a lot of light blue spoilers sitting there for the Nationwide Insurance Dash for Cash, and I didn't know if we had enough to hold them on the short run, but we were able to pick up a couple spots. Got a really good restart. I was a little worried that the 2 was on the outside of us. He was going to be able to pull behind the 22, so I just pushed the 20 with all I had, and he got to the lead there. And Michael and I are really good friends, and I know he was beating himself up a little bit, but he was doing everything he could. His car was really loose, and it was all we could do with this number 6 Advocare Mustang. Just got to thank my guys for a really good car this weekend. I feel like that's the most in the game we've been throughout a weekend with qualifying and a race, and this Advocare team doesn't give up, and we'll keep fighting.
I know you also won $100,000 for James Dennis of Illinois. Go ahead and wave. You're a rich man. Let's send it over to Dave.
How about that, Jim? And a great night for James. Very, very good to see the Nationwide Dash for Cash go that direction. All right, NASCAR Sprint Cup Series tomorrow at Pocono, noon Eastern on ESPN. Then the O'Reilly Auto Parts Northwest Nationals Finals tomorrow, 7 p.m. on ESPN2. The NASCAR Nationwide Series at Watkins Glen next week. That's 2 Eastern on ABC. Coming up next, Sports Center. And Ricky, seen a pretty good sport tonight.
Yeah, we got what we expected from Brad Keselowski. Michael McDowell did a great job. Trevor Bain helped his points situation. Had a great night here, Dave.
And as we see Brad celebrating in victory lane, he'll take home the trophy. Trevor Bain takes home the trash. We'll take home another fun evening here at Iowa. Thanks for joining us.